And we're off. How do? Mental Health Monday. Thanks for the kind comments yesterday's vlog. Thanks for the offers of help. Mental Health Monday, okay. One of the comments I read somewhere, somebody said, Sam, don't forget, mental health, mental illness, there is a difference. So if we have 100 people, the mildest form of mental health issue, whatever that may be, to the worst mental illness and everything between, somewhere they will cross paths, I suppose. But the thing is, I'm there for everybody. If you have a mental illness, I'm there for you. Mentally unwell, I'm there. We'll talk about it. I suppose schizophrenia is something I first came across, talking about mental illness in films. Hitchcock's Psycho, some of you might be too young to remember that. Split personality, normal guy in the day turns into his mother with a knife at night. So here for everyone. There is a difference. People who are mentally unwell will have good periods in their life. People with mental illness will have good periods in their life. It's the dark times that we need to get everyone through and talk about. Okay, Stephen, are you coming with me? Come on then, lad. So today, speaking of schizophrenia or split personality, that sort of thing, tell you a little story from Strangeways. So Bradders, as usual, Mr. Samworth. This is, I just walked in the office by the way, this is Dr. Can't remember his name. Nice fella, very pleasant, great in demeanour, responded well to myself. Quite a lot of, shall we say, people high up on the authority scale, psychiatrists and that, were not always user-friendly to prison officers. The process would be, if we got someone on healthcare who was going to a particular unit, that you would usually get a doctor, a senior member of management come in, doing a bit of an assessment that would be followed up by a mental health nurse. They were way more user-friendly. They come in, have a chat. You could say to them, are you going to take this lad? Yeah, we're going to take him, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. That's how the process works. So this guy, he did have an air of authority about him, quite liked him instantly. So he asked me where he could interview this lad. So I took him to the association room, showed him the setup, said, I can sit you down there, put him opposite side at the table. He asked me what it'd been like. I told him he kicked off on the wing, which is why he'd come to us. I said I found him very polite, mild-mannered, not physically imposing. However, because he kicked off on a wing, at that time he was on an unlock protocol. He was on a 2-officer unlock, which means he only came out when 2 officers were there, which everyone else did. However, he only came out on his own. It was a period of assessment. I'd seen nothing from him. However, never judge a book and all that. So my oppo, he was a good lad. He applied to come on healthcare, been on a while, I liked him. He was a lot like me, empathy and understanding. Not a big daft Yorkshire get though. A lot softer, not the same sort of presence, but he was a cracking officer, I liked him a lot. So we're in the association room, we positioned this lad. He was a Pakistani lad. And he was sat down, the doctor was sat down. So quite often, might be 30 minutes, might be an hour and a half. It's a bit of one of them. Not a lot going on, but you have to be there. Anyway, I'm listening to the doctor talk, I'm listening to this lad talking to him. I really had to listen for the lad, very quietly spoken. My mate is giving it the old nodding dog, which is fine. At that period in his life, shall we say, with his family and what was going on, long hours, probably lots of nappies and things like that. That's fine, you can be tired and you can nod. About 20 minutes in. Not loud, but I felt the atmosphere change. This lad, he did take a look at me. One of them looks, we've all seen them in films. You know, the ones that sort of make hairs on your neck stand up. Someone will be like mild-mannered, and then it'll be one of them. The doctor glanced at me, so I sat upright a bit, you know, alert and ready for action. I was like, okay, you know what I mean, guys. Anyway, so it carried on this conversation, then it petered off. All interesting stuff. If you ask me what the doctor was asking him, I couldn't tell you. It's like watching a very good film and somebody saying, can you remember what happened 32 minutes in? What line there was? No, I can't. But from the moment that guy, you know, his demeanour changed, yeah, I was paying attention. When he'd finished, the doctor thanked us, thanked the lad, we took him back to his cell. You all right, lad? Want some hot water, that sort of thing. That's what we'd do. My oppo went off to the office. I went to have a word with the doctor. We usually did that, you know, ask them what they thought, would they be taking them to hospital, etc., etc. The doctor said to me, what do you think? So I said, sort of, you know, at the 20-minute point, I sat up me and started taking notice. He says, I did. I says, hairs on my neck stood up. He says, I'm the same. He says, could you tell? I says, you know, I'm not an expert, which I'm not. I says, but it was like, I don't know, two people. The doctor says, I believe there's about 6 personalities there. 5 mild-mannered and 1 that's done the damage. I later found out this guy had nearly killed someone. Out of the blue, unexpected, he was only young, never done anything like it before. The doctor said that personality was the one. It was a strange experience. The doctor, you know, said it's something he'd never come across. He'd obviously come across people, different personalities, but not somebody who had 6 personalities, or that's what he believed, and he would be going to hospital. The lad never caused no bother on healthcare. He was there a short while, and they took him to hospital. Mental illness. Little update where we are. A little update. PTSD, complex PTSD, myself. Again, interesting enough, a lad the other day in the comments, I'm hoping to speak to him, meet him, go for a brew, whatever. He mentioned that he'd had a career, he'd moved on from that career, and then bam, PTSD, complex PTSD, hit him in the face like a shovel. He was on meds. Lots of people are on meds for PTSD. They're using some quite strong medication now for extreme cases. I've always said about PTSD, it's how it affects your life. It's never stopped me doing anything. You've heard me say that a few times. However, thinking back, it stopped me going places, functions, weddings. Boom, anxiety, you're on way to a wedding. So only as so much as that, it's never stopped me doing anything else. Where am I with now? Where am I at now? Not with. I'm with Stephen. Should we have a quick look, guys, while I'm talking for you? A lot of people find it relaxing. These vlogs are going to continue now. I'll be doing these forever. Obviously, I want to interview people. Mental health, criminal justice. Yeah, beautiful. Where am I now? A lot of the sort of issues around PTSD with me in the prison service, obviously it affected me sleep badly, couldn't get to sleep. My brain was ticking over, but I was angry. Fucking hell, was I angry. Which again, you know, depressed? No, I don't think I was ever depressed. Never thought about harming myself or anything like that. I was the other way, anxious. I was on top note all the time, bouncing around. A lot of anger. I've sort of moved on from that. which you know, got finished in August 2016, so it's a good while after that now. Other things now affect me. So Marvin, how you doing, mate? And his lovely lady, I'm not going to mention her name. It's a couple and their beautiful child I have met. Yeah, Marvin and myself have, shall we say, crossed paths. Been a bad lad in his time. His lass is lovely. She's an Irish lass. I cannot say her name, so I'm not going to do that. But that lass is in my mind a lot, and not, you know, I said this, I told them the other day, it's not, you know, what people think. It's just that I talked to her. These people, incidentally, I have seen 3 times, maybe. Text Marvin, spoke to him a few times. It's like going to be nans when I go to their house. I feel comfortable. I feel I could go in the fridge and get a piece of cake. I wouldn't do that. If I wanted, I feel very comfortable. I've been accepted. It's, you know, it's a really, it's not strange, it's nice. It's just nice, you know. Our paths have crossed. I've now met their lass, she's lovely. Someone in her life who was a evil person has also been in my life to do with prison. You know, when I was speaking to her, it just cropped up. I knew what she was going to say, and it just sort of sets you off thinking. So I don't know whether anyone would still say I have PTSD. I certainly don't sleep. The sleep. Now, again, somebody messaged, lovely message about CBD oil and the like. Yeah, I'm just going to crack on, mate. I'm trying to get myself back into the gym, get sort of fit. I'm going to be out with dog, going to be vlogging. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So, yeah, Marvin and the lovely Irish lady in my thoughts. There you go, guys. I'm going to leave that. Mental Health Monday. Big Andy, the lad we talked about, SSRIs and steroids. We're going to do one on performance enhancing drugs. At the moment, he's got something going on family wise. He's a knowledgeable lad. There were a lot of questions that we will answer. And we're going to continue. Lots of interesting interviews coming up. Like I say, thanks for all the help. Thanks for the lovely comments. And parting shot as always. Parting shot as always, guys. Again, thanks for coming. Stephen. Lovely countryside. Al City.